Wait, we're live right now?
We are live.
We were live before now.
I went prematurely. We prematured live.
Nobody on yet, so I guess we're all this, put on YouTube.
Oh, reconnecting.
Oh, there we go.
To all the friendly folk who are listening. We need the cops music right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need. Maybe we should do it with the lights out and we can see the blue and the yellow, blue and red flashing.
What's up, Donis and Jules and Lisa? Lisa Bradley, our newest real estate agent. State of Maryland, never saw it coming.
Did she, did you take the test already?
No, she's getting ready for the class, I believe, is what I read. So, good luck.
Yes, indeed. Good luck.
You'll do great.
Haslip?
So yeah, so Mikey, if you were able to pass out some cards, there's a poor unfortunate lady that right outside our window that had half of Anne Arundel County pull her over, and looks like she's going to the jail.
Yeah.
So
she did not. I repeat, she did not pass go. She did not pass the field sobriety test.
No, she did not. What's up, Big Al? So Allie got her dog. So we're real excited about that. 150-pound-ish Mastiff.
Wonderful.
Hi, Mindy.
You know, with a name like Mastiff.
Jules, don't put any more pressure. We got like a little bit of a loose topic here, so don't be putting any kind of pressure on us like that.
Hey, look at that.
So today's topic, and we'll be looking for questions too. Today's topic is what's going on in the market. And Dana and I are obviously very seasoned pros, and we are looking at a very, very strange market right now. So I thought we'd talk about it. I thought there was enough interesting things to discuss, and I haven't even told Dana yet, but we're going to stick our toe in the water of some of the proposed tax legislation and the ramifications for real estate. And they're pretty significant. I suspect that there's going to be a lot of things that don't come together. What's up, Ange?
Hello, hello.
So, so what's going on in the market right now? So, in a typical, we think a balanced market is when you have an equal number of sellers and buyers, of course, right? And in a seller's market, there are more buyers than there is inventory, and then, of course, in a buyer's market, there are more listings to choose from and fewer buyers choosing from them. Well, what we have right now, at least, well, what we're seeing, and it seems to be bearing out in the statistics, is that inventory is very low. I want to say listings are down about 26% hey Kendall, are about 26% down in Anne Arundel County year over year in October. And but at the same time, there's not a ton of buyers out there. And so what we're seeing is, especially with our listings, is you get a flurry of activity. So you get people that are in the market, they see the houses, and then they sort of make their judgment on the house. And then if you don't sell it the first week or two, then you're out there, and then you're sort of reliant on people coming into the market. And there does not seem to be a huge sense of urgency on the part of buyers. So would you agree with that, Dave?
I would 100% agree with that, yeah.
So, yeah, you just had a guy that went under contract in Edgewater, and it took him a while to...
It took him quite a while, and, you know, we always try to let people know that, you know, when you're in whatever price range that you're in, you know, once you see 5 to 10 homes, the rest of the homes are pretty much going to be in the same area. Not location-wise, but as far as the same kind of house, same quality, same thing, same bed, same bathrooms, square footage, and all that kind of stuff. So it gets to a point where you're like, okay, you know, seeing 10 properties now, and we're going to be seeing more of the same. So if one of these works for you, then, you know, and it shows well, then you might not want to hesitate on it, because the other person that's out there looking for it is going to, which actually happened to him. The two that he liked the most both went under contract. So, and thank God for him, one of them came back on the market, the deal fell through, and he was able to snatch it up. But
So I talked to the lovely Kendall Quinones today and asked her for a little update on the rates. And this should come as no surprise, but the Feds are expected to raise interest rates in December. And again, Dana and I, we love to talk about being meatballs. So just think about this. Rates are around 4% right now. They have absolutely nowhere to go but up. So, and if the Feds raise, and then if anything changes in the tax code, which you're really pushing for, everything is lined up for interest rates to be higher. And as we've talked about in many of our episodes, this is our 10th one now, so it's kind of our little anniversary.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is a payment-driven buyer's market. So the buyers that are out there are not looking at sales prices. They're not, at least the people that we deal with. You know, we're not selling $5 million houses. So
no.
So the buyers that are out there are getting loans, and when they're getting loans, they're buying a payment, and that payment is about to go up. So if you're a buyer, you're about to lose some serious purchasing power, and if you're a seller and you're not on the market right now, then you know, wait until the spring is a risky proposition, because I think there's a lot of inventory, because there's a whole lot of inventory. We're at an unnatural low right now. So I think people are waiting, holding out, but it's going to flood the market in the spring.
I think what's going to be very interesting is what we're setting up to see. I think is going to be a really interesting thing is that, you know, if the interest rates do bump up like we're expecting them to do, you're going to have a lot more, I think you're going to have a lot more buyers that are going to be flooding the market because they're going to want to buy a house, but yet we don't have the inventory to support the buyers that are going to flood the market. So I think it's going to be, you know, that could set the sellers up to be a little more of a seller's market, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Yep. And of course, you know, the gut punch is that the buyers are not going to have the buying power that they had before.
Yeah.
So that is
insult to injury.
Yeah. So what we are going to tell you this: if you're putting your house on the market and you're thinking about going on the market, and our inventory is picking up quite a bit. We've got a lot of listing appointments online, and so that's a little bit unusual for this time of year. But again, we sell houses all year round, and our best production ever was a couple of years ago in the month of December. Not settlements, but production. So there is no bad time to be on the market, and it seems like we're heading that way. But what I would advise anybody that's thinking about selling their house is make sure that you put your A game out there, put your best foot forward, because the buyers that are here right now are going to take a pass through your house. It is one thing. We met with some sellers this week and had a good talk. The thing about a buyer in this market this time of the year, they are serious. So whereas like we might normally expect, we've always said that we want 10 to 15 showings to generate a contract. In this market, it might be 7 to 10. It might even be 5. But because what's going to happen is the showings that we get are going to be quality showings.
No one's going to be out wasting time kicking tires.
Right.
Usually not. Especially as the weather gets colder, the more serious the buyers are, because people don't want to just go out there on a cold day and look at houses because they've got nothing else better to do.
A couple other little, let's talk about the tax code a little bit. There's a couple of things, and I'm going to depend on Facebook World here to correct me if I'm wrong, because I've heard a few different proposals, but one of the biggest ones for our industry is they are proposing a change to the mortgage interest deductions on a few fronts. The first one, which is really huge, is for high-income people. So they're going to cap the mortgage interest deduction on, I want to say it's $50,000. Some of my lenders helped me out with that. So the most you can deduct. So if you had $1 million mortgage, you're probably not going to be able to deduct all your interest. You're going to be capped at a certain point. The second thing, and this is a big one, right now, you can sell your house and have no capital gains as long as it's your principal residence for 2 of the last 5 years. So in theory, you can do that every 2 years. You can buy a house, live in it for 2 years, sell it, keep the money tax-free.
Up to $500,000.
Right. For a married couple, $250,000 for an individual.
Right. So,
and now what I read was the cap will be the same, but they will, it's going to be 5 of 8 years. So that would be obviously a huge change. And they are also talking about eliminating, right now, you can deduct your interest and your property taxes from your federal income tax. And they're talking about taking out the
property tax.
The property taxes. Yeah. So those are two really big things to keep an eye on. And I've also heard that, a lot of times they put things on the chopping block. They put things out there because they know that they're gonna get pushed back, and they have to have something they can pull out of the bill. But it's something to keep an eye on. On a broader scale, I think the idea is to simplify the tax code and quote unquote lower taxes for the middle class, but we'll see what happens with that. But there are the sacred cow in real estate for as long as I've been in, and really for a long time, has been the ability to take the money out of your house tax-free. And there's a couple of pretty serious, and of course the mortgage interest deduction, and there's a couple of serious threats to that right now. So that is something I would definitely keep my eyes on moving forward. So one thing, this is going to be kind of fun. We should have tomorrow. We should have our contract signed for some entertaining promo videos for the Jim Shaker Group. So they're little 15-second snippets, but they fit our personality. And
don't worry, these are actors. It's not Jim and I running around
right.
anywhere. So thank God.
I think they'll be G-rated.
Right.
Leaning that way. So we're going to get that rolling, and we are actually next week we are in talks to shoot a promo video. So we've got some big things going. Our inventory is up, and our agents are doing well. Our team is growing, and we've got lots of training going on. Our fearless trainer, Angie McGinnis, is working with our guys. We're having some training tomorrow. So the market is still moving. It's a little weird, not gonna lie, but
a little bit slow.
So, but
we're moving.
Yeah, we're here, and we're trucking away. And we didn't go in a police car today, so that's
we didn't go in a police car. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's about all we got for tonight. We will be back next week, and we will not miss again, I promise. And, hopefully, we're still working on lighting. I guess that's not in the budget. Got it on layaway.
Layaway, I love it.
So, Kendall, any I see you're still on. Do you have any? And can you correct me at all on what I was talking about with the tech stuff? I know it's new and it's not all in writing yet. So, what's up, Terrace?
Chris Lefevre.
How about that?
Wow.
Little Marlton flashback.
That is a flashback. How about that?
So, all right. I guess Kendall doesn't have anything for that other than Angie is the bomb, and we agree.
She logged on, but she's probably sleeping. She's working on other stuff. She's logged on. Show support, but not listen.
Yeah. Say a prayer if you're a prayer person, or keep my dad in your thoughts. He's still having a rough go down in Florida, but he's having a procedure tomorrow. We're hoping for the best on that. And don't forget, Thanksgiving is around the corner. We got Veterans Day. We're going to do a little snippet before Veterans Day. Just want to thank all the veterans out there for doing what you've done. And of course, I've got my future vet, Allie, out in Oklahoma, doing her thing. So, but now she's got a 150-pound dog. He's probably riding it right now. So, all right, everybody, have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
See you next week.